Key number 2. This guy is.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, hey, I know. Oh, my. So what are you going to collect some number 2?
Key number 2. Yes.
For yours, it's been fun.
I think that. Yeah, then walking up, see all kind of.
It sounds good.
I apologize for the delay. We had a little tech difficulties, but we should be running smooth now.
Thank you, Jessie. We'll hope to keep them to a minimum. New tech. Hurrah. All right, we're still
It's an museum.
Let's see.
So
let's have it go by classes.
Oh,
We
have the museum.
He did. The Metropolitan.
You better hear from the museum. Is that the museum? You guys know?
It's a little hard to hear you. It's broken up a little bit.
Okay.
Is
Great.
anybody here from the Metropolitan Museum?
Hi. Yes. Yes, we're here.
Mark.
Can you hear us? Hi.
We can hear
Sorry.
you
We're
great.
having it's kind of going in and out, so maybe like every other word we're hearing.
We have new owls on the table here. We're hoping they will work.
Okay. That was a little better.
Okay, maybe we'll just speak up.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna get started in a moment. Yes, he does.
This is
She's short. And that's her. Yes. Or chapter around. Klari, back. Yeah, let's sit down the agenda. In my head. So I just want to announce that Adolf is here virtually, and he has a waiver to here on the screen.
Hi, Jay.
How are you feeling?
We can't hear you. Give me a check. Can you unmute?
Still muted. Okay, so we'll assume you're feeling okay, but not good. Okay, there we go. Thumbs up.
Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah, that's great.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I had to go on my phone because my computer is doing funny things. So anyway, here I am.
It must be something. I think it was the eclipse that has thrown all our tech haywire. I'll blame it on that.
Okay.
All right, so it's up to the agenda. It's before us. We first up will be 105th Avenue, then 1 West 67th, then up to 76th Street, over to Central Park West, and finally, last but not least, Riverside Drive.
We'll vote on the agenda, which is a little tricky. We do it. We could just okay. Vote on the agenda.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, you in favor of this agenda? Huh?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we can proceed with our friends from the museum. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us back. My name is Brett Guyard. I'm the head of capital planning at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I think the last time we were with you all in this forum was for a discussion about the display screens in the Great Hall, which is an interior landmark. Today we are here to talk about the exterior of the building. We are working on a project with Nader Tarani and Moody Nolan. Nader and Harry from Nada Architects are here, and they're going to present the project to you all. I just thought I'd give you about 3 minutes on why we're doing the work. We have commissioned Nader and his team to renovate our Ancient Near East and Cypriot galleries, which are on the second floor of the museum on the south side off the balcony of the Great Hall. It's actually a donut shaped over our Greek and Roman galleries, which are on the first floor below. And these have not been renovated in many decades. We have conservation issues. We have issues with the way the collection is displayed. And so we commission the architects to do a complete reconceptualization of the galleries. We always take opportunities when we renovate galleries to also address infrastructure above and around our galleries. That's the best time to do it because we're emptying the collection from the space and we can address these issues. So we will be replacing the skylight over the D wing. Nader will show you where this is, one portion in kind. So we are actually not here to talk to you about that part of the project today because we will just be replacing the glass in its same location. But what we are here to talk about is that we'll be replacing the J-wing skylight with an opaque roof. And the architecture team will walk you through why we're doing that and our approach. And maybe I'll hand it off to Nader or Harry to share their screen. And we're, of course, happy to answer questions afterwards.
Yep.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to join you. And Harry's leading the slide sequence.
Yeah, everybody can see the screen, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, great. This is just a table of contents. Oh, let me go back one here.
Yeah. I think the project objectives is something that Brett started to outline, but it's important to underscore the idea that we're trying to address deterioration of the existing skylights, to replace the skylights with Manel standing seam roof detailing as has been done on the north wing to maintain visual continuity and symmetry of the existing facade, and also to improve the energy efficiency of the building in doing so.
And so just some historic background. The Met is made up of, I'm going to remember this wrong, Brett, but 27 buildings, 23 buildings, 21 buildings. Thank you. And what we're looking at is the D wing, which was built in 1902, and the skylight, which is currently here, will be replaced in kind. So same layout and glazing, and then the J wing here, where the skylight will be replaced with the Manel standing seam roof. And just to note, the Manel standing seam is something that's been used across the Met on many other roofing projects. So it's not a new material to the Met and their roofs. Here, just, yeah, go ahead, Nader.
Yeah, no, just situating you in the site. On center, you can see the Great Hall in alignment with what is written Wing D in the center. And then just to the south of that is Wing J. We're working on the entire wing, although it's only the front piece on Fifth Avenue that you'll see from the street.
And then this just shows an aerial view so you can understand what we're seeing in plan. The Wing D skylight to be replaced in kind, and the Wing J skylight to be replaced with the Manel roofing.
The actual interiors of these galleries are to replenish and in some ways give a new identity to the ancient Near East and Cypriot collections. Many of you have already seen these, but it's been some 40, 50 years since they have been renovated.
This just zooms in a little bit to give you an idea of the space and adjacency to the Great Hall. And then where the roof work is actually being done, which is this area of work here.
In elevation and in section, the above left-hand drawing shows you the pitched roof where the skylights would have been getting replaced now by Manel standing seam metal roofing, and the pink elevation below that, a flattened elevation of what that would look like in the facade, though because it's pitching back, you don't really see it until you go way across the street.
And here, just to sort of show you that currently the wing E roof is the standing seam Manel, and so as you know, and the current wing J is the skylight. So we would be, you know, symmetrically matching the wing E side, you know, that's to the north of the Great Hall, to the south.
And are those colors just for fun, or is that the actual
They're just
color?
for emphasis so that you know where to look more than anything.
What's that actually look like? Material.
Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What does it actually look like? The material.
Here we go. So this is what you would see. This is what you see currently, the wing E roof, which is to the north of the Great Hall. This is the Manel standing seam. It's sort of an off gray. So this surface here.
And this is looking south across to the south of the Great Hall. You can just see from a distance the existing skylights. So part of the proposition is to recompose wing J along the lines of wing E to symmetrically frame the Great Hall and bring them into balance effectively.
Mm-hmm.
You have a question, Klari?
Yeah, so this material,
For the owl.
one more out here, okay. These are new owls, I guess, very terminal owls. So the material looks kind of like zinc, in a gray. My only question is, because I think this is, but I know this is something you're waiting to hear, I think this is fine. But my question is, does this patinate at all, or is whatever it starts out when it continues to look like for the foreseeable future?
It does patinate, definitely. And the Met and the subcontractors and contractors in our team have looked at some different ways of, I don't know what's the right term, Brett, like
Pre-finishing it.
Treatments, yeah, treatments to it, just to highlight the wing E roof was actually replaced in the 50s. So it was originally skylights. So that roof isn't from 1914, it's from 1950. I think it was 1957. We're not exactly sure when they replaced the skylights that were over there. So that roof has patinated over, you know, the past, where are we now? 80 years, almost 80 years, I guess. I guess 70 years. So it does patinate over time and slowly. It just gets a richer brown color. And we have it in various stages all over our roof. So we've been talking to Landmarks and our vendors about the appropriate level of kind of sheen and patination as a starting place, knowing that it will age over time. It doesn't change color in the way that copper does as dramatically. It just gets a deeper brown color over time.
Does that answer your question? Sorry.
Not exactly. No, I thought it was gray and now it's brown.
So you said it goes on gray, and it becomes a deeper brown, confusing a little bit.
I can go back
You're
to
having
the
trouble
aerial
hearing
view.
you, or I'm sorry,
if
maybe
that's
you guys
helpful.
heard that. I just didn't hear the question. Is it
Yeah,
gray? Is that the
excuse me if I may. I'm having I have no trouble hearing the applicants, but I'm having your voices, Kay and Klari and Madge, are garbled, and it's very difficult to make out what you're saying. Is there anyone there that can help out with that?
Check with Jessie.
Owls devices here that we're supposed to be speaking to, they're very elegant, but maybe they're not working so well. That's the things that are supposed to pick up our voices and spread them to the right places.
We'll do our best to speak up and speak slowly, and maybe we'll be okay.
Well, it's really garbled. It's not a question of volume or anything.
Okay.
But yeah, so they garble as well.
Yes,
Is
it's
that coming
garbled.
across as?
And Klari, obviously, with the problem plus you wearing a mask, I can't understand the words you're saying.
Okay,
It's a bad. Jessie, if you know.
all right. Jessie's gonna try to help us.
I think I did hear your
okay.
question though, which was about color. Is that right? About a kind of a gray to a brown? Was that the last question?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, so it does, I don't know if we have any pictures of what the Monel looks like kind of fresh off the machine, but we might, I don't know
I
if we
don't
do.
know that I do
I think
here.
we have one photograph looking down on it from above, don't we? Later on, Harry, it's just looking.
Yeah, it's black and white though, I think, this one.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, it was black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, so it does get a richer color, but it's kind of a pre-aging process. And the question is, do you try to adjust the color or knock back the sheen or both? And there's different processes that we've been testing, and our hope is to do a mock-up of that on the roof, so that we can look at it next to the existing Monel that we have.
Mhm. And if I may, this is just a photo montage of the existing condition on the top and the proposed condition below. So I can understand why the question of the difference between gray and brown, because it looks both sort of gray and brown, like it's not, it's sort of, it's in the middle itself. The color, I mean, it's a nickel based alloy, so that I think is what gives it the depth, but also is the color is not purely, gray.
Right.
And
And just to clarify, it isn't actually brown. It's just the warmth that the brown gives the gray. So it's a slight intonation.
Right.
Okay,
hey, I'm ready to take motion. Are you ready?
great. One last question, if you can hear me, is it just the interior of the Great Hall that is an interior landmark? And not the gallery, also.
Yes. Yeah, so that the diagram at the beginning just kind of showed where the interior landmark is, and this is fully outside that on the interior.
Right.
Just anybody hear about that, about this issue?
Anyone?
If not here, but please go on.
Anybody have a question? Got us. Or- All right. All right. I think I heard a.
Well, I would like to make a motion to approve as presented. Doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. You hear us, Jake?
Your voices are garbled. Clearly, there's something wrong with the audio at your end, because as I said, I can hear the applicants fine, perfectly clearly, and I can barely make out what you guys are saying. So something's wrong there.
We have a motion to approve, and we're taking a vote. Okay. We're in favor, okay?
He raised his hand
Okay, great.
virtually.
Yeah.
Can you see my raised hand
Yes.
virtually?
Yeah.
Or do,
Yes, we see it.
good.
4 to 0 to 0 to 0, and non-committee board members 1 0 0 0. Do you have a calendar date with the LPC?
Yeah, it's the very beginning of May. I'm not sure.
I think it's May 14th.
Okay, May 14th, so middle of May.
Yep.
May 14th.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Harry.
See you then.
Yeah, no
Thank you
problem.
so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night. Okay. 1 West 67. Is anybody here for that?
That is me. Hello,
That's you?
everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah, I am Elliot Folsom from Panorama Windows, and I am here to talk about windows on at 1 West 67th Street. So let me share my
Great.
screen. Now, can everybody see this?
Yes. Yeah.
We're good?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. So this is for replacement of windows on the rear facade, which is facing north. They are very visible from both Central Park West and West 68th Street. The building, just to give some background, Hotel de Artis was built in 1915 or to 1918. It is neo-Gothic and Tudor style residential multifamily building. Let me go on. And unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it because my highlighting is not very good, but can you see my mouse moving?
Yes.
So this is the window that we are proposing a change in, or an alteration of the masonry opening. Both this window here and the adjacent window here are in the exact same apartment, and we are proposing to lower the masonry sill on this window so that it aligns with the masonry sill on the adjacent window. And to give you an idea, this right here is the elevation of the existing steel casement window. And just to kind of highlight some of the attributes, again, this is to align the sills across this line. So we would be dropping the sill here. And it is our belief that this would help to create some uniformity on a very non-uniform facade. You can see all the windows in that orange box are kind of all over the place. And so we would like to make whatever we possibly can uniform. The window that we're proposing is to match the historic exactly. The window that is currently there is partially historic, given its size. There have been bits and pieces that have been replaced over the years. But for the most part, the configuration is as it was when the building was built. And you can tell that of all of these large double height studio windows, there are really only two that are of the historic, or that are historic. There's the one that is in question, and then the adjacent one, the larger one to the west, which is in a different apartment. Everything else has since been changed and has been altered. And our proposal is to change both windows back to the historic configuration. So again, in elevation, here is the opening as it currently is. And we are proposing to drop the masonry sill by 22.5 inches so that it will align with the adjacent window. And this is the proposed elevation, which matches, and it matches in sightline, and it matches all of the attributes of the historic windows.
And a huge window.
They are very, very large, and it's going to be very, very heavy. So anyway, to wrap this up, again, the points of this are to enlarge the height of the masonry opening to match the immediately adjacent window. There is little to no uniformity throughout that back wall, both in configuration and size, in placement and location. So this would at least bring uniformity in size and configuration. And again, we would be reverting back to the historic aesthetic.
Does this building have a window plan at all?
It does not.
Okay, thanks.
And now, any questions if anyone has any?
Okay, so I'll take my mask off, just for everybody here, see if that helps. While
Oh,
I'm speaking
perfect.
to our owl. So the one that is being extended is the middle one, right?
Yes.
And is its current sill at the same height as the one larger one to the right in the adjacent apartment? So
We
is it
believe so.
So it's going from two on the right at the same height to two on the left, the same height, leaving the third one behind, I guess. Is that right?
That's
The
correct.
third one I have said. And is there a functional, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but is there a functional reason to do this?
Well, the windows need to be replaced regardless, and I actually prepared a field condition report for landmarks detailing why we should change the windows. There's a tremendous amount of rust. There's already been some change in glazing. So the fixed units the fixed multi-light units above, those are actually wire glass, because I believe at the time you couldn't actually get glass of that size and not have it be reinforced with the wire. So those have been replaced. The steel is deteriorating. The connections to the wall are deteriorating. It's just, I think it's run its course and it's run its life, and it's at the end of that. So they need to be replaced.
Not for lowering the sill. Is there a functional argument for lowering the sill?
It's again to match the aesthetic of the adjacent window, the immediately adjacent window, and this is what our client would like.
One final question. It's really hard to tell from, although I'm not complaining about your drawing, but it's hard to tell. It looks as if the middle one there and the one to the right maybe have a more heavy duty exterior sill than the one on the left, or is that just how it looks?
Unfortunately, the where my line falls, and this actually may be a better photo. You can see that the sill here, and unfortunately I highlighted that window, but you can see that the sill here is a poured concrete sill, and then here you also have that same poured concrete sill.
So the sill, although lowered, would be the same as now, would be reproduced and be uniform across the three windows. Is that right?
That is correct.
That's right.
Okay, thanks.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys want to make some?
Go ahead.
So I have a couple questions. Go back to your drawing. So I'm not quite sure I can reconcile the drawing. But yeah, what it looks like there are muggins in the upper lights on the drawing, but in the actual building there aren't. So what am I reading wrong?
So this is the existing casement in this opening here. And that one is historic, and it does have the multi-lights. Everything else, with the exception of this large window, all of these windows have been replaced and they have single lights. And we are actually proposing to replace with multi-lights to match the historic.
The second question, what material is in the window and what are the profiles compared to what's in the story?
So I'm sorry, I heard the first part of your question. The material that we're
existing windows, steel basements, what is the material and profile of the new windows?
So we're using a new steel casement window.
Oh, that's okay. It's like oaks or something.
It's actually a product based out of Switzerland. It's called Adolf.
Okay. So are both windows replaced or only one?
Both windows are going to be replaced, but the reason for the meeting was for the enlargement of the masonry opening. Landmarks took no issue with replacing the other window.
Okay, okay, so you actually kind of all you're doing is switching the sill height from one window to the other and putting back the historic window.
Correct.
Essentially. Yeah. So this is a fairly simple thing. You're going to get that same little flare on the sill that you see in this photograph.
Correct.
And is this all one room this side?
I'm sorry, I missed that last part.
Is this all one side?
Yes, so these two windows are a part of one apartment.
So that's one apartment or one room?
This is the library and this is the living room. So
Okay,
there is
so
a,
you-
there is a,
But
there-
it feel like he's at some point in time or not. Just asking.
I'm sorry, no, you're cutting out and I'm having a hard time hearing you.
They're separate rooms, correct?
They are
But they're
separate rooms.
Okay, there's no way in one space.
No,
Okay.
Okay. Last question, maybe. I assume the birds will be happy with the glass?
there was no plan to put in bird-friendly glass.
I think that's a requirement of the city, is it not?
I have not experienced that.
Number of months in this window.
Might be okay.
It might be okay to say really.
Birds would say, oh, there's
I
something
think
there.
I think it's more of a function of larger buildings with a denser glass facade, more glass, more visible glass, as opposed to these punched openings. Although these are rather large.
I don't think we know, or the guys are, don't know to what extent the third glass law is that.
Yeah.
I can't just totally advise something.
Yeah.
Our issue and anything.
Something we asked.
It's my issue, not this committee.
Yeah. We're bird friendly, and in addition to the glass. Okay, good enough. Anybody, questions, anybody? Are we ready to give it a vote?
We need a motion.
And how about it?
As presented, and
You do.
okay. All in favor?
All in favor? Motion to approve. There we go. Everybody. Okay. And do you have a thing with our landmark friends?
I believe we are the. Oh,
What was the vote?
4-0-0-0 and non-committee board members 1-0-0-0.
So there are only 4 members there. Michelle's not there.
Missing page.
Page. For the second meeting in a row.
So it's your last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
Can you excuse me again, and I apologize, but it's really frustrating that I can't hear you guys. Can you maybe try repositioning the microphones or doing something, because I can literally hear the applicants clearly. I can't hear, all I'm getting is garbled sounds from all of you. It's very frustrating, and
indeed.
I think it's probably the connection and not the proximity of the microphone.
People works better together.
is there a technical person there that can try and do something?
Separate.
Be any better or talk down here? Is this better or worse?
It's the same. It's the same. It's just garbled noise.
Apologies. We've tried speaking up, and it doesn't seem to help.
It's not the volume, Kay. It's the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Apologies for that. We'll do the best we can. Okay, I was waiting on a date. Is there a landmark?
I believe, I have to check, but I believe we're in on the May 14th.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you all. I
appreciate it.
appreciate your time. Stay dry and have
All right,
have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Okay, let's skip
Okay.
the next person because I'm working with helping him set up. So let's just skip the next person.
I can hear Jessie perfectly.
That's funny. Better than her. She's there's something else.
It may be that here in person.
That's ridiculous.
Come join us. Come join us. Out there in the fire. Yes.
I also have some handouts that we have in.
Yeah, let's try that.
They may give it back when I recycle it.
Outside.
They'll help.
Thank you. I'll keep mine. I'll do anything else.
Let me get set up here. I'm unmuted.
You must have.
Because otherwise we'll get echoes.
Yeah, I'm good. Not.
There you go. No,
And it shared my video. I'm gonna share this.
You may tell us who you are.
I'm gonna give you all that.
right. That's working. Almost.
How does that?
Ah,
Should be all right. It may be a little loud. Oh, and right, we get my water and then we get started.
Okay.
And also for you, if you're indulgent, if you're okay, if I read my word, that's fine. So I won't be looking up.
If you have an expert copy,
I feel like I'm putting it in.
We may have already read it. We will see them.
yeah, trying to remember.
And I thought this was going to be great, but you guys feel very efficient. And so if it's too long, we just, stop there. All right. Good evening to the board. Thank you for your time and consideration. My name is Thomas Scott. I'm the owner of Institute Architecture. I'm here tonight on behalf of the owner, Gabrielle Castellano. The application to LPC that we are presenting tonight is a proposal to replace all 14 existing aluminum and glass windows throughout the apartment with new in-kind, high-performance aluminum and glass windows that will match the current windows in finish, material, operation, and configuration. Okay, our presentation tonight will outline the scope of our work, will provide some history to the building and the history of these windows. Take 1 minute to text my client just to tell her that I'm live.
Is the owner of the building or the?
Yes, it is.
That was the windows.
Can you go into that?
Over 8 spiders.
Correct. Okay, so tonight we're going to outline the scope of our work, provide some history to the building and the history of the window, introduce other LPC approved precedents, and a summary of our reasons in support of the application. So the property is located, and the property is the boulevard. We all know that. It's located at 230 Central Park West at the corner of 83rd Street and Central Park West. The apartment in question is located on the top floor, 16, at the southeast corner, directly under the in red are the windows in question. They're on 16th floor. They're hard to see. We didn't have a drone, but there are 14 of them, and we'll go in some pictures. Hopefully, here, as one of your board members mentioned, here's original text photos that show the original demonstration, which was 8-hole rate wood double hung window with a center post between the window pairs. And now a new tax photo from the 1980s, prior to dedication, documents the building-wide replacement of the original windows with aluminum and glass windows. These are the windows that are currently installed in the building and which you have seen in the previous photos. We believe that this full building alteration occurred between 1976 and 1978. The transformation removed all vestiges of the original windows.
On all the times?
Yes, Wall Street. Wall Street. Yes. This chronology should establish a few things. What we are seeing in the current facade represents a total large-scale renovation and a long-standing facade alteration. One that occurred prior to the establishment of the Upper West Side Historic District and removed all vestiges of the original windows. It effectively dates the current windows we seek to replace between 45 and 47 years old. This current condition represents something that this community and board residents are familiar with, and I believe would like to retain. Here, the next images are view of the windows that we seek to replace with the plan below it, and views of the proposed windows that we're putting in their stead. The views are elevation with plans on both facades, illustrating the current windows to be referred to 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. We're seeking out these replacement windows. We worked very hard and long to find a custom sliding window manufacturer able to recreate dimensions and profiles on current frame, sash, and color, and provide windows with identical fixed and operating proportions to current. Also, you can observe in these images the amount of masonry ornamentation of both the articulated crown and the limestone panels below the windows. See that too on these images. I'll go back to this.
So if these replacements are in kind, why did they make them come to us?
Well, that's a great question. They believe that they did not want to hear this level. They felt that because they were not the original window. In our opinion, they are historically. In fact, the LPC handbook says that there's a major facade alteration over 30 years old. It can be considered historic window padding to the staff level, but we did not get that. Yes, I'll move quick because I think you understand. So here are window sections that show the existing window and masonry conditions and the new proposed windows. Of note, for you all, the proposed addition of the window with the facing wall will be identically set back from the front face of the masonry as are the current windows. So the proposed windows will read as identically positioned in the current masonry openings as the current windows will be replaced. Also, let me point out that when the original 808 windows were removed, all the associated brick mold was removed, and the current aluminum plastic windows installed in the 1970s were installed masonry to masonry. Our proposed windows will also be set tight in masonry to masonry openings. You also see that our proposal is placed on the far rear and with the appropriate insulated glass with air gap that achieves much higher technical standards for cold and heat gained than what is currently in place. These windows will outperform the current windows by a very wide margin. I'll look at this again in my description of the current refrigeration. So it doesn't go on to show that the window is highly temperature. A lot of limestone coins on the corners. There's limestone panels below all the windows on the upper floors. There's beautiful limestone decorative treatment around the main entry. All these materials give the building much of its wonderful tree-board character, allowing the windows to be seen. The major facade renovation that began in 1976 and completed in 1978 retained all the direct decorative stone materials and features. Unfortunately, except for the installation of some cool wall air conditioners that were installed at the time. So we believe these decorative details help the goal of our contributing central park West historically provide a strong counterstatement, more neutral and long-standing alteration characterized by the current aluminum plastic. We made a few images for everyone to see, and the point we wanted to illustrate the consistency of the fenestration on both street facades since the major facade alteration. Like other building owners and neighbors, we value this repetition and consistency the building has had for the last 46 years, particularly in contrast to other buildings that have a variety of windows from different historical periods on the same facade. So this image, strip of shade and what have you, will show that what we're proposing is that basically a no effect and in-kind window that will maintain the character that existed before the dedication and now as a wrap.
So is this a de facto window plan, or is there actually a approved
window plan for the building. So there is no approved window plan for the building yet. The building is not in line to make a master plan. They have a repair and policy in place, which is another reason we're here. Because what I'd like to go on to explain is that the defective nature of these windows do not warrant repair in my profession. I think they're too far gone. They're 46 years old. They have current windows have changed a lot in 50 years. They're technically much more advanced, much better thermal containment and whatever. The current window frames are back. The sash is current code for wind load. The frames are oxidizing and corroding. Sashes are failing. The glass legs are condensing. They're suffering from wind, which pushes them together. There's extreme condensation on the majority of the glass. Part of it was sold in the estate sale, but unfortunately, the windows have not been maintained. So let me address for 1 second why we are proposing replacement rather than repair and recondition, as I may have just mentioned. First, the location of the top floor corner apartment places these windows in a heightened wind terrain, and they occupies the most exposed position in the building, resulting in more damage than other locations. Related to that, in my professional opinion, these particular windows have outlived their performance lives by their location being most down. The technology has improved exponentially in the last 50 years, including glass performance, gasketing, thermal rigidity, etc. So spending money to attempt to repair and patch 48-year-old windows back together rather than upgrading to current performance standards would be, in my opinion, good money and without any guarantee of a satisfactory outcome. Those are the windows. There's a few pictures. We have many. I'm not going to go on and on about what they are, but you can see in some of them that there's not only condensation, but they have, because of the thinness of the insulated sandwich, they've actually collided together and have deformed. Klari, you have a question?
Yes, and just for all you guys, I don't think I'm like this. Hope that helps, Jay. So this was presumably a rental building at the time when all windows were replaced with the rates were taken away and replaced.
I don't know the answer.
Well, presumably, maybe call it some point. Have others replaced their replacement windows? No. You're the first. This will be the first.
Yes.
In 46 years.
Right.
Wow. Amazing this building effectively maintained a master plan, even if it doesn't have one. When I'm looking at this guy,
yes,
there's a funny little window on the side, what I think is the side street at the corner. What it looks like it's 2 floors.
That's a panel. That's a decorative panel, and there are actually a few casement windows in addition to this. So if you see this, you can see right in the corner there's a pair of casements on both central part left. And
oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So there's a pair. So how does that relate to what you're doing?
We're going to replace those as well in kind.
Okay, so they're not the others are sliders, right?
Yes.
But these are casements in the narrow casement here.
Yes.
And only on the 16th floor.
Correct.
Not on the lower floors.
The 15th has one. Let's see. That's probably the best place to show it is right below then that's a single casement right below that on the 15th floor. You can see it there on the cursor.
Yeah, but not at the corner.
No, not the corner.
And yeah, so okay. I thought your presentation was good. I was going to read it. We received it online. You're certainly preaching to the converted about not trying to repair or restore these guys. 40, 50 years ago was not, in my opinion, a great time to replace windows. The damage was done in 1980 of removing all or whatever. So I gather that not only is your argument about why these current windows should be considered historic under LPC rules persuasive to me, although I'm not an expert on that, but in general, I have found this persuasive, and I'm okay with it.
We have a question from Jay.
Okay. Jay, do you have question?
Yeah, I basically have one question, and I know you're sick of hearing it, but I'll preface it by saying that I couldn't understand anything that Mr. Hutt was saying. It's still garbled. This, obviously, the technical difficulties are at your end. But I have one question, or 1.5 questions. Are the proposed windows replicas of the existing windows in their
Yes.
configuration?
Yes.
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 And I thought I got snatches of conversation that indicated that the existing windows are sliders and the proposed windows are casement.
No. We are that.
Yes or no? Yes?
No.
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 Okay.
Right.
On our apartment, they're both sliders and casements, and we're replacing each window in time.
Okay.
Good.
So I can see.
I-
I don't have any questions.
Anybody? Anybody?
I think we'll take we're taking a vote.
I second.
All in favor? And Jack, okay. So the vote 4-0-0-0. 4-0-0-0. Is there a date for the voting?
Yes, I can use it.
It's gonna be.
It's a sign on the sheet. Yes. That's not you. The guy who did the research. Right? There's so many better ways to do it. Okay.
And the architect, I'm not that great.
We want it.
Yeah.
I think what we've done, my package.
So space.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Are we ready to go backwards to read? All right.
We access the basis for those.
Gabrielle, are you here for?
Hi, yes. It sounds like you guys did a great job without me. I really enjoyed listening to that. And I just want to say thank you very much. I'm the owner that was listening in, and you guys have been great. LPC was great as well. And yes.
Right.
So thank you for your time. That was great.
Okay, thank you. Okay. 327, that's 76. Oh, Jesse's laptop. Oh, and I just need to share this. Okay.
Let me know if you need help. If anything, I'll share on my end.
Okay, let me share here. Zoom.
Jessie, I assume that you're remote.
No, Jay, I'm in the office.
What?
I'm in the office.
Well, how come I can hear you clearly and I can't hear anybody that's there
Jay,
in person?
you were able to hear me because I'm on my computer. The reason you cannot hear them crystal clear is because they're in the conference room and we're working on the audio.
Yeah, okay. Just for the record, it's not a question of hearing them crystal clear. It's that they're totally garbled. I mean, truthfully, I shouldn't be voting when I can't hear make out the presentations or the questioning, but I'll do the best I can.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Did you enable closed captioning?
Yes. Here you go.
Maybe, Jessie, you can help me. I see on the top of my screen, it says a participant has enabled closed captioning.
Can you see it now?
What? The closed captioning?
Correct.
No.
I'm able to.
All I see is this message that a participant has enabled closed captioning, but I'm not seeing any closed captioning.
You don't see nothing on the bottom of the screen?
No.
Okay.
Is there a way that I can enable closed captioning on my screen?
The moment I enable it, you should be able to see it. I'm not sure if it's on your end, but I'm able to see it. Are you guys able to see it in the conference room?
No.
Okay, let's try that again. Can you? Oh, I don't see it on now. How about now?
No.
Okay. Not sure what else I could do.
There you go. Now I can.
Yeah.
I enabled it on the screen. Here. Yes.
Thank you, Kay.
Well, so how can I enable it?
You should be
You
able
can't-
to
you don't
see.
have-
What did you do, Kay?
It says there were 3 dots that said more. I hit those 3 dots.
Oh, wait a
Maybe the
minute, wait a
option.
minute. Hold on. I just saw something pop up that let me do it. Okay, it's
Great.
working.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay, so this is 327 West 76th Street, townhouse in the West End Historic District. I'm Terrence Harrison, the architect representing the owner, Michele. And Mr. Booth has recently purchased this property. It was under renovation at the time of this purchase. Previous applicant and previous owner, they were doing a renovation. They have previously done in 2012, they added an elevator. So there's a new elevator bulkhead on top of the roof. It's all been improved. It's all the ceiling has been modified for a bulkhead. And at that level, they added hot tub. So that's the occupant into the occupant levels for that roof level. So what Mr. Wood is proposing and our interior designers is to move the hot tub, extend the elevator bulkhead to create an interior in. And it's just simple room. So at that level, it's a simple exterior. Scroll down. It's 69. So when you change the height, no change in this extending it. So right now it's 9 feet. You said you're extending it towards the rear. Yes, it's a rear yard. It's a rear roof extension, area yard extension.
That's a very interesting. It's hard to see much with photo in front of the building.
Yeah, it's an unusual.
Unusual.
It's very unusual. It's wider than the most, and it's got this unusual character. It's beautiful built, larger than most, larger, populated than
Deep
most.
setback.
Each setback very close. And it's about 7,000 square feet, and it's a large.
How many?
5.
That's what
That's 5. With the penthouse. So it's like a, yes, with the penthouse. So we're changing the penthouse from, penthouse into within. So it's gonna be.
Except it's currently not a penthouse, it's an elevator bulkhead and hot tub. There's no interior.
There's an interior. There's an interior elevator lock.
Oh.
It's a large space. So and it's single family or it was converted during the 2012 renovation from that's 2 family to a single family. Just a single family. And this is Jessie, I think it could be.
That's it tomorrow.
It's very unique. There's really block where else is that there?
So, very good.
It seems like it's kind of stuck. I mean, that's open. Both actually came back. Let me see. Take care. Actually, it's kind of all right. There we go. So this just shows the evidence on the street and the views from the street looking in both directions, east and west. That's all. Get rid of it. There we go.
What page should I go to?
Page 2.
Is this it? Let me know when you want me to stop.
Jessie, you're not advancing pages.
I can't hear what he's saying. Klari, just bear with me because I'm trying.
Yeah.
Do I continue going? Oh, hold on.
Let's just.
Just what she's saying.
Easier.
Okay. He's gonna do it from here, guys. Hold on.
Page, it just shows the block plan that Landmarks is requiring. Most of the buildings on this block are 3 to 4 stories. There are a couple of taller buildings on the corners. It's a unique block because it's lower than most of the blocks in this area. This is towards the end of the block, closer to Riverside Drive on the north side of 76th Street. Okay, so these are photos, mostly from the roof level, which is where we're doing the enlargement, looking west, north, east, primarily. So it just shows the surrounding area. They don't really show the extent of the alterations that are being proposed. The second photo here shows the extent of the alteration. So this is the existing, if you can see my cursor, on the right is the existing elevator bulkhead with the door. On the left is the stair to the hot tub. And this actually has 2 roofs. So this is the north roof or the rear roof. Oh, you're not seeing anything advanced?
We actually can't see anything.
Okay.
You're not hearing that. We can't see anything advanced.
So it's we're advancing here, but we can't, they're not seeing it. Oh, because we're not sharing the whole document, maybe?
No,
Let me share. Okay.
it's sharing.
The entire document?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let me see what they're seeing. I'm gonna stop sharing and then we're gonna reshare.
Okay, I can stop. Okay.
I don't
Stop sharing.
reshare.
And then share screen.
Yeah. See if it works.
And it's here. Okay. Now I'm going to just try to advance the page and see if you can see.
Yep.
Oh, it's working? Great. Okay, so these are, this is where I stopped off. These are photos from the roof looking west, north, and east. So go back to the block plan.
That was good. I think it may be,
Okay, then that's
Okay, keep-
this one here. Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so the proposed work is on the upper right photo. This area here is the existing bulkhead. This is the existing elevator bulkhead, the exterior version of it. And on the left is the platform for the hot tub. This building actually has two roofs. So this is the north side of the roof. And then there is a fire access stair that goes on the other side of the roof, which is where the bulkhead penetrates the building. So it breaks the roof into two sections. We're not proposing any changes to the street facing roof, which is the south portion. So all the changes are proposed for the north portion, which is the portion facing the inner court. So what we're proposing is just to eliminate the stair, eliminate the hot tub, eliminate this lower bulkhead here, extend the existing bulkhead over to the property line, and then that will be the new den area. And in terms of looks, this is what's proposed. So this is the extension, and then new access doors, probably like a nano wall type system of glass doors that are sliding glass doors. And the overall elevation shows the new bulkhead with the doors. We are adding per code new chimney flues because the current chimneys are not in compliance with building codes. So we are adding galvanized metal flues on top for compliance. And as far as massing, we have the areas in gray are all existing. These are the existing chimneys, the existing bulkhead. And then what we're doing is extending over to the property line, filling that in for the interior space, and then adding the chimney flues. They also want to rebuild, the owner wants to rebuild the deck that's at the lower level, but that's kind of replacement in kind. We're just redoing the deck. It's deteriorated and the metal's rusted, so. And that's the extent. I'll come back up.
We have some question.
Yeah. You said that it looked like a pyramid on top of it. I don't know, it's a skyline.
It's a skyline, the outline of the existing skyline that's over the bulkhead.
Yeah, it's just. All right, I'll take off the mask. All right, number one, you're showing banana. That's no explain.
The glass doors.
That's just, to what that must be, I mean, the only reason you would do that is that the entire north roof there would become terrace.
Yes, it's a terrace currently.
Does it have railings?
Yes.
And the railings was the same?
Yes, we're not changing railings.
Okay, and although this drawing doesn't show, as Ed pointed out, the pyramidal skylight over the elevator bulkhead, that would remain.
Yes, that will remain.
Not change. Okay, so what concerns me, I mean, I think your presentation, your things that we received, of course, as detailed as we might normally want, but what concerns me is that I believe that LPC rules require that you have a mock-up there, meaning create these orange thingies, orange ribbons, something that delineates the proposed finished volume so that we in other community would be able to look at it in advance of this hearing, this meeting, as well as the LPC hearing, to determine for ourselves whether it is visible to any public way. So what concerns me is apparently there is no mock-up.
No, there is.
Because there, and at least you're come with that. Is there a reason why not?
I wasn't aware of that requirement. Also, the LPC I did talk They didn't mention mock-up, they were referring to drawings.
So I thought maybe.
Well, let me sort of have a shot of following this conversation. There is a requirement for mock. It's nothing that is delineated. With that said, the structure of the hard time is pretty much the outline of mock-up. Nobody knows that it's a mock-up. Yeah.
Right.
So there's a missing step in the process there. The mock-up actually exists. Nobody knows that it's a mock-up.
So I guess that if I have a question about. When I walked around, you couldn't see anything.
It's not.
Oh, that's
Right, it's the hot top itself, not the. So if you've got yourself large, fencing safety, that they put around there, everybody would know that's the wrong color.
We wouldn't see it, it's not this.
Yeah. But yes, and the requirement, and LPC might act well, very well, student. For the mock-up, just because they didn't ask. Before. They did mention a couple of times in our mission, we just had to finish. Okay, so that might get come up, so well, it gets yellow, it's orange pavement. We could do that, but yeah, it's basically just where the hot stuff is, and it's not extended, it's just not making the building large, just filling in part of it.
Nothing's fallen.
Nothing's fallen.
So when you said that it's not visible from the street, what about from the side street, from any alley, or anything else? It's right, but not from any.
But that it's a continuous street.
Yeah.
Yes, see it. And it's sort of mid.
And again, although you may have said this aside from the whole wall, the exterior material is stucco.
Yeah, it's a matching system.
Which is what color?
It's sort of a salmon color. It's faded. It's a salmon color, and then the metal is just galvanized metal, and there's the other galvanized metal on the side. Okay.
Any questions? Jay, good.
Any question?
No, we can't do Jay. Jay.
You get it. You are muted, okay?
Did you ask if I have a question?
Yeah.
No. No, my hand isn't raised.
No, I know, you're just, you know.
If I have a question, I'll raise my hand.
Excellent.
And by the way, just so you know, that if the, obviously the gentleman went into the office to speak, so, but if somebody, notwithstanding the fact that the closed captioning is on, if somebody is with you guys, the closed captioning just repeats the garbled nonsense. And that's what it was until he moved. Anyway.
Garbled nonsense, okay. Yes.
Resolution.
Oh, I know. Great.
Yeah, I'm abstaining.
Okay. So
Couldn't hear enough of it to make a decision.
3010, and then on committee board members. Aye. 1000. And landmarks calendar labeled. Oh boy, where's he? Is he now? Yes, I was gonna go to the bottom. Well, great. Thank you for doing all the challenges. We appreciate it. And you may want to throw up that orange tape up there, so in case neighbors have anything. And they'll. Oh, good.
Actually, fine. Maybe I just like to just please, all the people. All of them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I might have been last.
I think, no, because we did 2:30. Okay, great. Thank you.
and I'm not sure of the protocol for the screens. Does Jessie do that?
Well, we'll see.
I'm here.
Jessie, do you want to do the screen sharing?
Sure. What's the address?
So we're at the 202 Riverside Drive.
Okay.
Riverside Drive. Good part. Okay. The building.
Okay, this proposal is for the Montessori school. We want to put a banner in front of this school. The entrance to the school is down that area, so the doors are on the street, setback from the street, approximately 3 feet. And they walk in the area where they have a backward stair, and they go to the door. It's very understated. It's understated. Yes.
I bet there wants to pick up 10 kids that I walk by 3 times. Right.
Guys,
That's right.
excuse me, guys. Is there a reason why this gentleman can't go into the office and use the computer?
No, unless,
He's on his way. You know,
I really like presenting it first. That's why.
we appreciate you, Joe. That's it. Okay, we're on our way.
And he should reshare the screen like the other guy did, because half of the screen is just a list.
We will.
Right now, from my seat, I see the entire screen.
Okay.
So
All right, go ahead.
I'm not sure how that works, but the proposal is to put a flag, and on the upper right-hand corner of the script of my drawing, you can see a little banner. It's got 2 posts coming out, and it's fabric, and the posts are mounted inside the joints of the fenestration. So this is just a diagram showing that the school entry is on 93rd. The residential entry to the building is on Central Park West. How does this? There we go.
Riverside Drive, unless you live there.
I'm sorry, Riverside Drive. This is the 93rd Street entrance facade, and the dashed line shows how one would enter down into the entrance for the school. The proposed flag is just above here, just off to the side of the school. Here's an enlargement of that piece of the elevation. And this drawing shows that we're going to mount the flag inside the joints of the crenellated stone, so that the mountings won't be on the limestone, but it'll be sort of hidden within the limestone. There'll be black aluminum posts. Go ahead.
Screen share. We're not seeing the screen share. Advance.
Oh, you didn't see it in advance.
We have the papers. I don't know. Jay.
Well,
Jay,
I'm seeing the screen share. It's just that the right 1/3 of the screen that is cut off by the photos of all of us. That was cured when the previous presenter redid the screen share.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. I think I can see enough.
Okay.
Okay.
And okay, let me just go to the next slide. And I have some photo montages. So here's a photograph from 93rd Street. And this is the approximate location of the flag, as best we could do in a photo montage. Here's the entrance to the school. There's somebody down in the areaway, so you get a sense of what's below. And existing, there's a plaque. So at one point, let me just see if I can move this.
Yeah,
Here we go. So one,
just for the record, nothing is changing on my screen from the first. But that's all right.
okay, let me,
If
so
you can't fix it, just keep going.
Jay, what number of sheet are you on?
Whatever the first is, I can't see the number. I assume the number's in the right-hand corner, and that's blocked by all our pictures.
Okay.
And on the left side of my screen is just a list of all your screens.
Okay, so the other thing that Landmarks is asking me to do is there was an application to put a plaque, bronze plaque on the building to announce the Montessori school. That's page number 8 for those of you who have hard copy. And at that time, they did not install the plaque as per the drawing. They installed it higher. And I have a demo sheet of this, Jay, so I'm sorry you can't see it. And I could only come up with an answer in retrospect, not having access to these people, that when they went to mount the plate on the rusticated stone, they realized it was more of an effort than they intended from a flat drawing, and they mounted it higher on the limestone band. So Landmarks had picked this up during the application, and they asked me to include this as part of the application to legalize the plaque and to add the banner. And that's the proposal. And then
Okay, so number one, personally, I don't like banners very much, but we did look at one, and I believe it was similarly a banner which extends perpendicular to the building, also for school. Guys, do you remember? It was near Central Park West. It was in an apartment building. Similarly in preschool, I think it's some sort.
You're right.
Whatever happened with that? Did we COVID? Did it happen?
You know, I could address that because I was submitted that I presented that application. That application was originally a banner, and then the request was made to make it a flagpole. So we changed it and we made it a flagpole, and that's been approved by Landmarks and approved by the New York City Department of Buildings, but we haven't installed it because there's a sidewalk shed around the building, so they can't install the flag yet. When I presented this to Landmarks initially, I presented it with the same flag with the notion that, hey, I got it approved over there. Maybe I can get it approved over here. They did not like the flag in this location, and they suggested that I go forward with the banner. And that's why this is a banner, and the other one is.
Makes a lot of sense. Oh, the platform would be odd. It's a here.
Yeah, I mean, have you thought about, you probably have to put this together. Unlike the Central Park West location of the other one, I would expect this is an extremely windy location. Yes, it's fairly low, but it's not at the ground level. You're very close to Riverside Drive. And I mean, I know from experience because I live in a corner of Riverside Drive. A lot of wind. How is this banner going to hold up? The average banner.
I don't have any experience in telling you how it would hold up, but the connection to the building, it's a small banner. It's not going to grab too much wind. It should be fine. In some cases, I see small perforations in the banners to let air through, but it's not so much a sail. It's not that large. So I don't see it as a problem. You know, I never thought of it as a problem because it's rather small.
This is St. Joan of Arc Park Island, and this is actually the high area behind the statues. I think that would have some shelter in it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, yeah, I know that.
No, I will not pretend to explain.
Sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know, I'm hearing the same thing Jay is hearing, which is garble. Can I come back into the room?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back so I can talk to everybody.
Maybe, that may be it for a question.
Maybe my only question is why it's not to take it down. Once every 2 weeks, watch.
Yeah, they are should be really funny. And should we get that, that's a
White banner.
yeah, it's showing in white.
Yes.
With the symbol.
Any question? Yeah, right.
I have a question.
Oh, thank you. Yes, okay. Go for it.
What are the dimensions of the banner and what are the dimensions of the plaque? And I apologize if you said so and I missed it.
The dimensions of the banner are 20 inches by 30 inches.
Okay,
Plaque is, hang on a second. Or this one. The plaque is 20 inches by 19 inches.
okay. My last question is this application looks very familiar. Were you guys ever before the committee and LPC in years past for this?
Yeah, I was before the committee and LPC with the same school on Central Park West, 315 Central Park.
Oh,
West.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought it looked familiar. Okay, thanks.
I think our resolution is to approve. I move that. Okay. Great. Getting your exit.
Steps in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, are you on the famous 14th of May or?
Yep. I can't tell you how to work, but I do remember that.
Okay, it'll tell us. All right, thank you for hard work. It's done, unless you do that.
Freshman.
Yeah, but we're done at 8 o'clock. The only other thing, Jessie said around the bus shelter,
Yeah.
I don't know that we have much to offer. Yeah, take a look. It's for our education information. There'll be a meeting, I think on the same day. For anybody who wants to have it about the bus shelter policy. And you can do that ahead of time in writing, you can do it, you could show.
Well, and then just wait down.
Yeah. Exactly.
The west side of Riverside Drive, on the east side, you're in the control.
Right.
The east side, west side of the trees.
Yeah. Unless they thought over like they did a few years ago.
No, a couple of them go, but I'm not big too.
Oh, really?
Only one is on Riverside Park.
Jay's hand is up.
Oh, sorry. No, I have nothing more to say. I wish I could say it's been a pleasure.
Frustrating, okay.
It
Let
just
the record
reinforces my loathing of technology.
Okay. We're all there. All right, we're done.